Vance Thompson was an American writer. Born in 1863 in Pittsburgh, the son of a pastor, he held degrees from Princeton and the University of Jena in Thuringia. He was influential in bringing French syndiciersal writers to the attention of English-speaking audiences. Aside from fiction, Thompson also wrote non-fiction titles about dieting, such as Eat and Grow Thin and his Drink and Be Sober. He died in 1925 in Nice, France. His 1916 The Carnival of Destiny is a collection of linked stories focusing on reincarnation, very similar in theme to Farnell's Voices from the Dust, but not rooted to a single island, that being the UK in Farnell's case. The Passing of the Herds. The first story is the tale of the blossoming of the feelings of hate, love, shame, and desire of revenge among the cavemen, starring Ahi, his slender love Marge, the brute Vach, who takes Marge from Ahi against her will, and the pet bull of Ahi, who has a rather pivotal role in this rather depressing story, that is, after he is betrayed by Ahi intentionally so that he can be used to facilitate Ahi's revenge against Vach. The Lady of Magdala is the only overtly religious tale of the collection, about the love of Mary of Magdala for Barabbas, of his rebellion against the Romans, and about who must die in order for him to go free. Barabbas and Mary actually have one of the few genuinely happy endings for the couples in this book. Make the Bed for Attila is the story of Honoria, niece of Roman Emperor Honorius, and how the rough blood of her father Alaric makes her yearn to be sent to Attila, the Hun, as he is besieging Rome, like her mother had been sent to Alaric, and how she learns to regret her decision. The Soul of Messer Guido is the only outright supernatural story of this collection, the tale of a poor excommunicated priest who is found starving in the street, and how his benefactor seems to be manipulating him and those around him for his own ends. The King of Scotland's daughter has an exiled Scotsman in France fall in with a band of robbers, one of them being Francois Villon, before being recruited to try and help the steward wife of the Dauphin of France to escape her from her abusive husband. My Lady Greensleeves is the tale of a group of gypsies, one of them being a reincarnation of Marge, meeting a certain nobleman the day before his wedding, a wedding that doesn't sit well with said nobleman's cousin, the resident witchfinder. The latter then proceeds to try and use the gypsies in order to actually upset the wedding. However, the story here seems to be a bit too sketchy and could easily have been expanded significantly, as I feel the story and characterization overall is delivered in a bit of a shorthand. The Emperor's Gift is the oddest and most unsettling story in this collection, although not for the reasons you would think. During the height of the revolutionary fervour in France during the French Revolution, we have a certain military officer who is implied to have violated a local woman that he finds in an abandoned chateau, and who is also the sister of one of his men. Flash forward a few years into the future, and suddenly the officer in question is forced to marry the woman he had violated, and is then brought back to the chateau to bring about his death. But just before he goes off to get himself shot, he remembers to have been the woman's lover in his past life, and this makes her relent, halt the assassination, and accept him as her husband proper. This was not what I expected, and I think Thompson really shouldn't have tried to make the protagonist of the previous stories into a rapist and then still give everyone a happy ending. A Tenement of Black Fumes, the final story, has as its central protagonist Edgar Allan Poe. The story deals with his moping after the death of his cousin/wife and her manifesting to him beyond the grave even when he tried to forget her. Now, aside from the penultimate story, these are well written, and oddly enough, the stories don't only feature reincarnations of Ahi and Marge, but also Vach, who is sometimes the chosen protagonist, such as in The King of Scotland's Daughter, a good variation on the repeated love through different reincarnations theme.